This is a podcast from the Queen City Podcast Network.
Art Star is a Sith, and he has very sexy thigh meat.
TBJ is a badass.
Joe is a real man.
Professor Andy likes donuts.
All right. So Thor: Love and Thunder is where we're at in the MCU. A couple of first appearances of characters in the MCU, and this one, the main one being this is the fourth installment in Thor movies, and Gorr the God Butcher was a relatively recent creation in 2013 from Jason Aaron and Esad Ribic. And this is pretty close to what he is in the comics, like a guy who had a lot of faith, finds out gods are shitty, and then goes apeshit thanks to the Necro Sword. Now, the Necro Sword is interesting because there's more than one Necro Sword, I guess, but the main one is called All Black, the Necro Sword. And it's actually... it does the same thing as like the Venom symbiote.
Well, it
Spider-Man.
It's considered the first symbiote.
Yeah.
The Necro Sword is the first one?
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily in the MCU. We'll see where they go with it. But in the comics, it is the first symbiote as created by Null, the Lord of the Symbiotes, if you know your Marvel Snap.
I know Null only from Snap, and I knew Gorr the God Butcher only from Snap. So with this, and then now I know it's Christian Bale, and that's kind of messing with me because
Null is Andy Serkis.
Huh?
Null is Andy Serkis. Will we see him again? Who knows?
Wait, what?
No, he's Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis plays Null?
Yep. He's not in the MCU proper. He's in some other dimension. He plays Null in Venom: The Last Dance.
Oh, Andy looks confused because he hasn't seen that, right?
I have not seen that movie.
Oh, spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
All right,
but that movie's sense. How many years old, Art?
It's like this year. I mean, was it this year, last year?
Oh.
God, really? Was it? It feels like...
End of last year, I believe.
The last year has felt like 500 years.
But that's MCU adjacent, correct?
Yeah.
So it's not...
500 years, maybe.
Or is now
everything a top string.
It's a little over a year old.
But now that they've established every single thing as its own universe, everything is in the MCU? Even Maud?
Yeah, Maud is in the MCU, I'm sure. But yeah, so yeah, Gorr is pretty accurate. It's relatively recent. The whole thing with the main thrust of this movie is Jane Foster gets to be Thor for a while. Jane Foster comes back. She hasn't been in the MCU really since the second Thor movie, because there was some conflict there where Natalie Portman was upset that they fired I think Patty Jenkins.
Oh,
I think she was set to direct the second Thor movie. They let her go and replaced her with some dude, and Natalie Portman, I think, signed on because she was excited to work with a female director.
Oh, really?
And I think Patty Jenkins went on to do the Wonder Woman movie instead. But and I don't know how much
good for Natalie Portman
that played into the fact that she hadn't returned for a while, although we saw her in Endgame, but I don't know how much of that was new footage and how much of that was just recycling Thor 2 footage.
So you think Natalie Portman pushed back, and then they refused to use her, and then till now because of that pushback?
I don't know if they refused to use her, or maybe they didn't have anything.
She didn't want to do it. Maybe. She pushed back and said, "I'm not."
But I was at the San Diego
She
Comic-Con.
is Natalie Portman, so yeah, they pushed her. If someone pushed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was just like a minor thing, or it was a reason she stopped being in there, or they just didn't have anything more for her since Thor was just involved in other people's movies for most of the time.
Oh.
But I remember in San Diego Comic-Con when they announced this film, people weren't sure after Thor Ragnarok, was there going to be another Thor after the Endgame and Infinity War and all that. But they had a thing for it, and they kind of announced it, and Natalie Portman just walked on stage, and everyone was kind of surprised.
Oh.
And then she lifted up the hammer. That's all she did. She didn't say
Yeah,
anything, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, Jane Foster's coming back, gonna be Thor!"
So nerds
they
already
said it
knew.
like that.
Yeah.
Like Jane Foster
Never
has
thought
already
like
been
that.
for years in comics, right? As a Thor, like
Yeah.
the Bubs of Thor. So everybody knew she would.
Here's the thing.
Or hoped.
Yeah. She didn't become Thor in the comics until 2014, in this whole storyline where she got cancer and
okay. That's from the
led
books.
to that. Yeah. Jane Foster's been around since 1962. She was originally a nurse for Donald Blake, who was a doctor in Thor's alter ego. There was a love triangle like Superman back in the day.
That, yeah.
Yeah, and she had there was a What If comic in 1978 where she got the hammer and got Thor's power for some reason, and she called herself Thordis, which I guess was an attempt at a female version of Thor's name. But in 2014, they did. This is 2013, a year after Gorr the God Butcher is introduced. She gets the power because Thor became unworthy for some reason, and so she kind of took it up, and she just became Thor. As even though that's Thor's actual name is Thor. Thor, God of Thunder, is a big mantle that she could take up, and she was that for a while. And then in 2019, I guess Thor got worthy again, and so she actually became a Valkyrie instead. So she was kind of there was a storyline where Malekith, who was the villain in Thor 2, the Dark Elf, wanted to make everything dark, slaughtered all the Valkyrie like you've seen in the flashbacks of Tessa Thompson's thing. It wasn't Hela that did that; it was Malekith, I guess. So she was kind of the restart of a new breed of Valkyrie. And she had this thing called Underjarn, the All Weapon, which is basically the remnants of an alternate reality Mjolnir that shattered and then reformed as a golden bracelet. So now she's got powers and she flies around and she's Valkyrie. That's comics, Jane Foster.
She goes by Valkyrie then.
Now she does.
Just like Valkyrie does.
Right.
But Valkyrie is also a title?
Yeah, Valkyrie is like the name for the all-female legion of warriors from Asgard.
Yeah. We are Valkyries, or Valkyrie, plural, but it's also their name. They go by the name. That's why I think the Thor can be a name or a title. It's fine. I can be confused.
You can say all right. I mean, if there's like 12 Valkyrie in the same room, they probably use their real names. But if there's one Valkyrie in a group of non-Valkyries,
does
Tessa say, hey, Valkyrie, come here.
Does Tessa Thompson's character have a name other than Valkyrie? The cover's called Val.
They gave her. She went by like a number or something in Thor Ragnarok. Because she was like a bounty hunter and she was drunk and the Grandmaster. I'm sure she has a name and I can't remember what it is. And I don't know if she was technically in the comics. But there you go.
All right.
And then of course you've got the post-credit scene, Hercules showing up at the very end.
Brunhilde.
That's not MCU Valkyrie. That's the blonde, blue-eyed Valkyrie of classic comic.
Well, according to this Google search, Valkyrie, also known as Brunhilde, is a fictional character in Marvel Comics, primarily known for her role as powerful Asgardian warrior, and it shows her, but Tessa Thompson. Is this wrong? Maybe it's AI.
Tessa Thompson is not Brunhilde.
Okay.
Brunhilde is like shown briefly in like the flashback to the Valkyrie slaughter. You kind of see her dying to save Tessa Thompson.
Okay, I take your word for it over AI.
Yeah,
AI's wrong, right? Well, it's Google search, but now Google search is all AI all the time. Anyway, I'll stop with that.
least I don't. Well,
'Cause
maybe they did that. I mean, I don't think they've said it in the MCU
Queen
proper, but I'm looking at the
Okay,
MCU
so
wiki.
all right, so check this out. The reason it popped up, I with my weird fingers, my weird artist fingers, just did a quick search, and I landed on an Entertainment Now page,
boom.
and it's like Thor Ragnarok. Who does Tessa Thompson play? And just skimming through with my quick aging eyes, I go down to Valkyrie leads the Valkyries, or Valkyra, also known as Choosers of the Stain. Valkyrie's actual name is Brunhilde, and she is a Norse warrior goddess from Asgard who was chosen by Odin, Thor's father, to lead the Valkyrie. And it's used, and so it's Tessa Thompson's character in this instance is supposed to be, even though they're not calling her that, she's supposed to be Brunhilde.
Now, that was never mentioned in the films
I think it was
at
probably.
all.
You don't think?
And then the classic version that is Brunhilde was shown in flashback, so I assumed this was a different Valkyrie.
I remember the name coming up. I didn't remember what it was.
But the Wikipedias are saying she's Brunhilde as well. I'm like, I don't know where they got that, but
well, I guess you better quit your job.
Yep.
And spend all day looking for it.
Oh well, who cares?
Yeah,
Anyway,
who does care?
So this is what it says. So it talks about her being dispatched to keep Hela from escaping hell, a mission they provided to be a failure, as Hela ended up killing all of the Valkyries and defeating Valkyrie. After defeating the hand of Hela, Valkyrie retreated to Sakaar, where she became a bounty hunter.
Right. And that was, she was the one that when Thor got
and they talk about in the comics she's white and has long blonde hair. So they did which is I'm like I don't want to get into it, but yeah, it happens. It happens.
I just want to hear Art make noises like and then start to say things and then say other noises. I just
say other
noises.
Podcast
of just that.
Yeah, we could just do one whole episode of just Art making.
And it's wicked. This article says, spoiler alert: Tessa Thompson is neither white nor does she have blonde hair. This fact was lost. This fact was not lost on the director of Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi,
who is also the director of this film.
He goes,
Thunder.
You're working with comic book Vikings, so you have to look at the source material as a very loose inspiration, the director says. A character's skin tone and hair color doesn't matter. I think the story is king, and you want the best person for the job, and Tessa was the best person.
I like Tessa.
Tessa Thompson is Brunhilde.
Fair enough.
Joe has gotten actual. Joe has came to class and he put one over on the professor.
I just Googled it a second before you did, is all I did. But just because I thought I remembered her having a name.
It also kind of sort of like he cheated. Say it again.
Yeah. I thought I remembered her having a name, though. And I now that you're saying it's Brunhilde, I feel like I remember Chris Hemsworth saying that name as Thor, but I could be wrong. There's so many movies. There's so many scenes.
Yes.
There's a lot. The MCU's, there's a lot. I've been trying to get caught up so I can
always seem to be so overwhelmed by it, though, Joe.
Well, because really I'm overwhelmed right now because I've been exercising. I have a treadmill now because I can't see my wiener, so I've been trying to get my gut to go smaller so I can see my wiener again. So I got a treadmill. Anyway, I got a treadmill, and I find if I watch TV, I have a TV in here, and boom, I walk more. I watch 10,000 steps a day, blah, blah, blah. Watching a lot of Marvel. I'm like, I'm going to get caught up so I can go see some of these movies in the theater. So far behind. I watched fucking MCU thing after MCU thing after MCU thing after MCU thing. Like I finished almost everything. I'm on the new Daredevil now, and because I still have to watch that before Brave New World. Anyway, and it keeps going. God, there's another whole series.
Here's-
There's more.
Here's
But
what-
it's how you approach it. You approach it like you have to like. I know sometimes we give you pop quizzes, but you approach it so seriously, and I'm like,
Right.
just watch it and enjoy it, and we'll talk about
you know,
it.
it's like you're always trying. You're
Chronology.
trying to
I'm
break it,
obsessed with chronology.
break it down before you either need to break it down or feel like you need to be Andy.
Well, no,
Like,
I don't want
you
to be
feel like you
Andy.
need to
I
go in-
never want to be Andy. I just don't want to miss.
No.
I don't want to.
No one wants to be me.
I don't want anything to get spoiled before I see. Like, I want to see it the way Kevin Feige wanted me to see it. In the order that.
Right, but then
But I do still feel like that's a lot of pressure. Like I go into a movie, I'm just here to watch the movie. Do I know the history? Probably. And even if I miss something before, like I'm just here to take it all in.
No.
And I can fall in love
Right.
with the cinematography or
No
how
way.
he did everything in black and white with a little bit of color. Like that's how I'm watching it. And then we can talk about it later because I'm catching all the things, but I don't have any pressure.
No, I got
to
pressure.
catch the things. You make yourself anxious.
Oh yeah. When I watch Too Close
Or
for
even
Comfort,
if you go,
I'm watching.
even if you go see, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I'm
Even
watching
if you
Too
go
Close for
see a
Comfort for
movie,
reason.
and you're like, okay, oh, this movie's supposed to be great. Let me see how it connects to this or connects to that. It's okay to watch the movie and not worry about it connecting to something.
That's a thing. You're right. I watching it this time when I just rewatched it a few days ago. It just helped reconnect how important it is to watch the story being told.
Don't tell me what to do.
And then once you watch the thing, if you just watch the story being told and accept it for what it is, you can get over, like, for nerds
criticisms,
like me, to get over any sort of like, oh, it wasn't like this. It wasn't the differences, the choices made that differentiated from the comics or whatever, that you can get obsessed into the weeds about. It's the watch the movie.
You're watching the beauty of a movie being made,
Right.
but I think it's not just Joe. I think nerds are missing this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
When a movie comes out, I can love Batman down, right? I don't love Robert Pattinson and that hair in the last Batman. But you're not going to see me go on a rant about that choice in a movie.
I
Because
think
I'm
we
just
heard
here
you
to watch and
rant.
enjoy
We heard you rant about his hair.
another version.
I was just telling someone
Hello.
today that, like, I can like something like Superman, Batman. I like these guys, right? I don't have to like the movies. I can watch the movie like, everyone loves this movie because it's Superman. Like, I'm like, okay, I like Superman. I don't have to love this Superman movie. I like Batman. I don't like Robert Pattinson's Batman movies, but I'm gonna watch it. Okay, it's the Batman movie.
Right.
I just seen an interview with Alan Moore, and he was talking about, I guess, movies and TV shows based upon comic books. And he was like, a lot of times people kind of, somewhat, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's like he hates basically what's happening nowadays with comic book movies and TV shows. Because he said it feels like a lot of these comic book writers, and not writers in general, are going in writing books. They're writing comics. But the way that they're writing them setting themselves up to, like, okay, I'm gonna write this story, but I want to write it so it'll be ready for someone ever wants to make a screenplay off of it. And then it's like it's certain things that you can write in comics that you can't show on the screen. So he was like, if you're a comic book writer, write your comic the way it was meant to be written and not try to get hung up on how it comes off. So I say that to say this. If you're going to a movie, recognize that you're going to see a movie. It's okay to go see a movie. It doesn't necessarily have to be comic book accurate because you're not reading a comic book. You're seeing a fucking movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the
all
Alan
right.
Moore thing.
I
Is
felt like Andy there for a second.
no, that makes sense. I mean, the Alan Moore thing has been, hey, are you excited Watchmen's becoming something else? It's like, no, Watchmen. Like one, he hates Watchmen now because of how
For
much has
those
been
for
made from
those
it.
of who
But
for
it's
those
also
who are
like the
dumb, who's Alan
story.
Moore? Tell us who's Alan Moore.
Alan Moore is one of the most renowned comic book writers.
Okay.
He wrote Watchmen, which was one of the 1-2 punch in 1986 that helped take comics from being like, more Adam Westy, Zap Pow Biff.
Uh-huh.
I mean, was stuff leading up to it. There was good stuff in there, but like that really kind of shook it towards a sort of grim and grittier, more realistic era.
Okay.
Was The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller and Watchmen, which was by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. That was like a big deconstruction of superheroes at the time. They were like allegories for real superheroes, and it was more like this is what superheroes would be like in this real world. And
Gotcha.
It'd be really shitty and it's dystopian, that kind of thing.
Okay, so then go back to what you were saying. What he said about Watchmen. So that's a little side jump.
Said,
So
like,
those don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't care that Watchmen gets made into something else because he thinks the story is done. I wrote it. It's a comic. It's on my shelf. That's the story of Watchmen. It doesn't need to be any other medium. And there's legitimacy to it. There's like, yeah,
but
that's
the
story.
It.
If you want that story,
right? But did he sell it?
He wrote it for DC, so DC sold
Probably
it.
Owned it.
I don't think. Yeah, and he doesn't. He doesn't really license his own stuff. Although I can't remember how League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came around, which was a really bad movie adaptation.
I think that's an interesting concept.
Vertigo Comics.
Art brings up is just how maybe people's writing have changed now that it seems like there might be people writing for a different end. Yeah. Considering what the world we're in right now, that everything becomes a movie and whatever, and so that's interesting to just think about the differences.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like they did a whole thing. They relaunched the Marvel Universe as the Ultimate Universe, like transparently, in an effort to make their characters more movie ready without all the comic book baggage of history. Here is a movie ready, brand new Spider-Man. You can kind of jump in. This is like comic books are storyboards.
Yeah.
Every movie has a storyboard of like, this is how the sequences are going to be.
Uh-huh.
Comic books are a real, like a leg up to that. So streamlining things, trying to keep things from being overcomplicated. Some people will write like that because there's not money in writing comics.
Yeah.
And all these movies being adapted, the people that wrote the original comics are not really seeing that much from it that I'm aware of. So that's if that's your career, if you want to make some money, you kind of have to write with screenplays in mind and hope you get consulted or something on it, or maybe write your own screenplay. So that's an unfortunate kind of thing. But not everybody writing comics is going that route. Some people are just going, you know what, like Jonathan Hickman, I'm going to go into the damn weeds with how complex the Marvel Universe and cosmic stuff, all that shit actually is.
Imperial, Andy, you would love it. You like space shit. Imperial is one of his new series, but it's all about the cosmos. Like Star-Lord looks like Cad Bane. He has the eye and
he's doing like Cowboy Star-Lord?
Cowboy Star-Lord. There's it's I think it's a main book, and then they have some other books, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's kind of been going around like, let's get into really interesting, complex. Let's examine this cosmos with the crazy wild tales we've been told for decades. Let's get into like some darker, complex sci-fi stuff, and sometimes it breaks your brain because there's so much going on. But anyway, Thor: Love and Thunder is not so much that.
Jonathan Hickman's from South Carolina.
Yeah.
So comic book writers, do they struggle? They don't get paid a lot?
Oh no. Comics don't. Comics in general.
Generals, sir.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, the whole comic books are not selling very well. And sadly, from what last I looked, like even although all these movies are being made from comic books, it's not really drawing people in droves to actually look at comics.
Yeah.
So
I would think that for some
so-
reason I thought there would be like a comic explosion or something with all this comic.
And the ridiculous thing about it is, it's like it's not the fact that from what I see on TikTok and all these other places, people on Wednesdays are going to the comic book stores in droves, just buying up these, like literally coming back with look like $200 stacks. So you would think that that wouldn't be the case, but I guess the cost of printing them and all of that it's sad. It's really sad,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the solution is to get more people to read. And
yeah, I think that's probably.
I don't know if it's all going to have to go digital to lower the overhead. And
it'd be interesting to know
what
what the readership is digitally versus print. With Marvel Unlimited and all that stuff, and even the library. I mean, I have a library card, but I only use it for digital because I don't know. I'm a jerk.
You don't have to go to the library.
I'm a lazy ass.
Yeah, that's a big issue for another time. We're talking about a movie
Thor
with several Guns N' Roses songs.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses, the rights to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Taika Waititi has even said that he's not big on the actual Thor comic history, but I think he's read enough to make like a lot of the references he made. He brought in like those two screaming goats.
Yeah, that was fun.
Comics.
This is a fun movie, I thought.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah, it was great. Like, you got a little bit of Thor hanging out with the Guardians of the Galaxy,
which
was, the end game promise was the Asgardians of the Galaxy. You had a little bit of that to see how that kind of fun happened.
You get a little Kat Dennings. Little Russell Crowe.
Yeah, just a little bit. Russell Crowe as Zeus in the big god city, which was kind of fun just to see Zeus being a dick because Zeus is generally a dick.
Got a little Roy Kent.
Little Roy Kent, yeah.
Those of you who know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget. What's
Ted
Kent?
Lasso, little Ted Lasso guy.
His name is Brett. I forget his last name.
That's Hercules.
Hercules.
Okay.
Hercules.
He's the soccer guy. Yeah. So yeah, Hercules,
Well, I think
Stanley
he helped.
Jack Kirby brought him into Marvel.
Didn't he help
in 1965?
Write Ted Lasso? Didn't he help with or direct it or something? Or he originally wasn't.
No, Hercules isn't a real person.
No, the actor
Hercules
who plays
isn't
him.
real, so he couldn't have helped. Oh, I see.
The guy who played him wrote Ted Lasso, or he wasn't supposed to play Roy Kent in Ted Lasso. They were casting people, and nobody could do the character right. He said, "No, do it like this." And they finally were like, "You're so great, you be Roy Kent." And he was like, "Okay." And he's like one of the best things about Ted Lasso. That's all I'm saying. But he plays Hercules in this, which
and he's on screen for like 4, not even 4 seconds.
Yeah,
but and at the very very end, but. And it's a promise. Like he hasn't shown up since, so
he's one of those other
we're still
people,
waiting.
They've been wondering, is he gone? Like,
is there going to be a Thor 5? Are they making a Thor 5?
It is supposed to be, but it's still he's right alongside the Adam Warlocks and the people like what's his name's sister, the Ten Ring. Well, I think the Ten Rings are supposed to show up. Well, somebody from the Ten Rings is supposed to show up soon. The guy that was in Iron Man. The mercenary dude.
The guy who worked for the Ten Rings but was not Mandarin and who was
not Trevor Slattery.
No, the other guy. Didn't he get killed? in Iron Man?
I can't remember, but there's
Nobody
someone,
remembers.
I thought
one
he
of the
killed all those
mercenaries
dudes.
that's supposed to be showing up in something that's coming soon.
Because there's only a few left before they reset everything, right?
Well, we'll see when they're actually going to do that. But they've got.
I thought Kevin Feige confirmed.
I don't know the whole slate. Yeah, what's
After Secret
eventually going to
Wars.
happen is, yeah.
Well,
Right.
he basically came out and said they did too much. They did too much.
Yeah,
So that's why like a lot of the question marks on whether or not we'll see some of these other people. Like I feel like Claire we might see again. We have to. I feel like we almost have to see her again.
I mean, it's
But-
Charlize Theron. Come on.
Yeah. So, but
Well, all
they
right.
realized they overreached with
All right.
the timeline, so to speak.
Okay, back
Which
to
is
this
why
movie.
they're kind of spacing them out.
Yeah, Feige mentioned something about it, like the movies are starting to falter because we're making people do too much homework. Like
Yeah.
Thunderbolts didn't work because all the characters in there except for Florence Pugh were basically from the TV shows, and so
you have to go back and
if you
watch
hadn't
all the
watched
TV,
the TV
shows
series,
to figure who
right,
they
right.
are. Yeah.
Right.
But like kind of what TBJ says, folks shouldn't
say my name.
yes.
Yeah.
People
I was gonna
shouldn't
say-
get what?
Now, go ahead, finish your
I would
thought.
say don't get so wrapped up in it. I'll just enjoy a fucking movie.
I'm
not-
you can get
yeah.
wrapped up and you can love it, but don't stress yourself out watching a movie. At the end of the day, a movie is entertainment, and there's enough to stress out about in the world and not your fandom. Your fandom should not stress you out.
Yeah, don't rush out of the movie
It's an
theater
escape.
in the middle of the movie. Just be like, "Oh shit, I haven't seen season 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I gotta go watch that quick before I understand this movie," or whatever it is. Yeah, I think.
Before-
Yeah, but
I mean,
I
you
think
get
I'm
more
not the
out of it
only
if you
one
do, but-
stressing. So otherwise, he wouldn't have said that. So boom.
Right.
I'm just some.
No, you aren't, but it's like
Mhm.
we get a front row seat to your stressing. And I'm like, it's I love movies.
Yeah.
I love the art of creating stories, but you will not catch me stressing out. And I'm very much a mood watcher and a mood reader. So some stuff I'm not in the mood for. So I might skip a TV show, not because I don't think I'll love it. It's just I'm not in the mood to watch it right now and come back. But it doesn't stop me from watching the movie that's supposed to come after if I'm in the mood for that.
Mhm.
It's fine. I'll go back and be like, I see now. And that's okay.
You love
You
the
guys-
art,
You know,
and I love art.
Have we haven't watched we watched Black Panther, right?
we didn't do Wakanda Forever yet, did we?
But we've
Not
done one with
yet.
Kigai. But so we're gonna go back to Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
But you guys should watch
Maybe
Eyes
today
of
at some point.
Wakanda. You guys should watch Eye of Wakanda.
Now that's a cartoon, correct?
Yeah.
Is it
Ryan
done-
Coogler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ryan Coogler
We love him.
is a fucking genius. Okay? Every episode flows.
Ooh.
And once you get to the end, it's like Ryan Coogler, the X-Men 97 and the Spider-Man Friendly Neighborhood, like all of these shows know how to weave you. They know how the sacred timeline works. That's all I'm saying. They know how the writers and directors know how the sacred timeline works. And it's not just because they're animated series, but they know how the sacred timeline works. Like, I don't know, like Ryan Coogler needs to be directing. Like, they need to get him on other shit. Like, he didn't do the other two shows, but just the fact of, like, he did Black Panther. Eyes of Wakanda weaves you into Black Panther, and it makes sense.
All right.
Phenomenal.
All right. I need to watch those.
Yeah, and I finished the new Spider-Man series, which was, like you said, it was really told really well. I'm a little confused as to how that's still in them. Like they reference things that happen in the MCU, even though that's a different Spider-Man.
I meant to say, what if? Not
What
X-Men
If?
97.
Well,
Well, I guess
I
X-Men 97
finished.
is still like along, but what if?
Yeah, What If too. I
Go ahead.
watched all that. I watch a whole bunch of shit, and what I do like about all that I'm watching, even though I'm not caught up, is it. It just there's so much that you guys have been saying that I now get. Like, oh yeah, I remember they mentioned. Oh yeah, now this and things are finally connecting in my uh alcohol ridden dead brain cell. But I mean, things are connecting, and it's
So,
like doing this with you guys. I'm really finding it's really helped. And I'm enjoying things more, and I am enjoying them, even though I bitch about it all. But when I'm watching, I'm like, yeah. I mean, even Star Wars, I get
so
better.
you said,
Like, yeah.
so you said you watched this movie a couple of months ago.
Well, if you look
Do
at
you
all
like?
the
What do
stuff,
you
yeah.
remember? What do you What do you remember from this movie?
Well, I started rewatching it
Or do we,
this afternoon, but I didn't get all the way. I only got a little bit into it, but
do we
I
want to
don't.
have a TBJ do a
Yeah, let's
patented
have
recap?
TBJ do the recap if she's ready, because if she
Hold
does
on,
that,
hold on.
Yeah.
oh,
I
What if
thought
she
we
doesn't
decided
have one?
last episode that other people would do the
Right, I'm
recaps.
like, what if she doesn't have? Like, she just sit back chilling. And yeah, like
Yeah.
we just have TPJ to a
I
recap.
mean, it's the most basic recap. Thor is rolling around with his homies. He gets back to his homeland. He's chilling. This dude kidnaps all the children. We had a prequel, a pre sequence of this dude and his mission. He basically loved the gods, gave up everything from the gods. Turned out they were trash, as men are, even the gods. And then he had a mission to kill them all. Guess who's up? Thor. Also, side note, in another storyline, it doesn't seem like it's connected, but we get to see our homie Jane, and she's going through cancer treatment, and it's not great. And her BFF is like, "Hey, girl, you should tell him." And she's like, "No, I'm not going to tell him." Then we show up together to try and fight the demon evil people who were trying to snatch all the damn children. And he's like, "Who the hell are you with my stuff? Who the hell are you?" Turns out it's Jane. We also get the timeline of their relationship and breakup and see that it was a little messy, but not overly messy. Anyways, they're fighting. Kids are kidnapped. They're trying to find the kids. They're trying to stop this dude. We bring in some other homies. We get, the beautiful, beautiful Tessa Thompson. We try and get the other gods involved. And again, as men do, even those are gods, they suck. So we don't get their help. We go off. We figure out what he needs to unlock his vital wish, the evil dude, which is to kill all the gods. And we figure out how to stop him. We also figure out that if she keeps using that damn weapon, she is going to die because it's zapping her energy. He's like, "I love you, girl. Please don't do that." And she's like, "I got to do it for the good of the people." He's like, "But I really love you. Don't do this." Anyway, she goes to save the day. It weakens her, whatever. We save the kids. They go home. Side note, Himdall's son, heck yeah, good casting call. And his visions and seeing everything. We save the day, and then the man, you know what? He sees the error of his ways. He brings back his daughter, who is also, side note, the Hemsworth's real daughter. That's his real daughter who plays the little
Oh,
girl. Yeah, in that scene. And then he goes off to raise her to be one hell of a fighter. She's a little feisty because she's got some of that shut up demon in her, but she's fine.
nice.
I skipped a few things, but I was
Yeah.
not prepared for this one.
Yeah, that's good on the spot. And now I feel like we've synopsized it, so we have devoted time to the film. Thank you very much.
Actual time to the actual film we said we were
Yes,
talking
yeah.
yes,
about.
that's what we're needing.
Yeah, we did start with Thor still trying to find himself after, this is the first time we've seen him since Endgame, so he was drunk and fat at the end of that. And but he still was able to kick some ass. And now he's off with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's still trying to figure out what he is, what he's not. And then they part ways, which was good for James Gunn because James Gunn was doing Guardians 3 and had no idea how to work Thor into the script. And then so this movie kind of separated them for him, so he didn't have to deal with that. And he was thankful to Taika Waititi for doing that. Then
So did you know? Did you know how Gorr was powerful?
Uh,
Where was his power coming from?
that sword.
What the sword's
Yes.
name, Joe?
You already said it. It was like that sort of venom
Don't
or
say
whatever.
Sword of Omens. Do not say Sword of Omens.
That's the
Necromancer,
Thundercat
the
sword.
necromancer
Necro
sword.
sword.
Yeah, but so I at the beginning, it just all seemed like where did that come? Where did that sword come from? Like how did he, when he's denouncing the god, the
The
guy's
gods
choking him,
had
and the
just
sword just popped up, and then
yeah
he killed him. Like,
the gods
No,
just
there was another villain before him. If you saw, there was someone else
yeah the gods just
who had
killed that guy.
fallen. The gods thought they got that guy, but they didn't.
uh,
Another guy came after them with the
And the sword.
sword, and they killed him, and he was like laying there, I think, with the sword. And then Gorr shows up, and then the sword chooses him because the sword is kind of alive. And if they continue with the comic mythology, it is a symbiote from the symbiote planet. And what the Venom symbiote did to Spider-Man, which was
yeah.
amplify his power and also corrupt him and feed on his negative energy and make him worse.
So there's a whole
That's kind of what
symbiote
this is doing to
planet.
Gorr. Yeah. Clintar and Null is the lord of all the symbiotes. And I think Venom has a fight with him. Yeah.
I thought you knew that, Joe. You played Snap.
How does playing it teach me that?
Well, Clintar is the location in Snap.
Oh,
It
it
doesn't
is.
tell you what that is.
I can't see what those locations say. I only know what their powers do. My eyes, I
You
can't see
can't
those.
see?
I can barely see any of those cards. They're so fucking tiny. It's just a regular size phone. I can't see any of that shit. It's amazing I win any Snap
Um,
games. I can't see shit. Anyway,
you should
Clintar.
probably get a bifocal.
What
Do you have
happens on
bifocals?
Clintar? What's the Clintar action or
Your
thing?
car's turning symbiotes.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
had a whole big
Damn. I
storyline.
don't
This
like
was
that.
Null was not created until 2018. Donny Cates and
Wow.
Ryan Stegman. They had a big thing where, oh, by the way, here's where the symbiotes come from. Here's their lord of nothingness.
Yeah.
Um, and he looked
Well,
like
the symbiotes were actually a prison. They were actually imprisoning No, which is kind of what you see in Venom,
okay.
where
Yeah, I
he
didn't
has
see the
like all of these. I guess in Venom, but in Venom you see more of. Well, I guess the only thing we've seen so far is symbiotes in like the MC. Like in the MC, we've just seen the black. No, we haven't seen that. In Spider-Man, we've just seen like the black suit symbiote. But like and in Venom, we've just seen the symbiote until the third one where you kind of see like the other creatures that he has
I
dominion over.
Carnage was in the second one, right? He
Right.
meets the Venom offshoot. Woody Harrelson was
But in
Carnage.
Venom, the last dance you get to see
That's who Woody Harrelson.
Shriek. You get to see all of the other um symbiotes and shit.
Okay.
It's a but a lot of people didn't like it because Venom was singing and it was more of a buddy kind of cop type feel to it.
Wasn't
But
Woody Harrelson somebody else in the MCU besides
where
the
was
guy?
Woody Harrelson at?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I,
I just was a stupid side note, but I was rewatching Solo and he's in that and I was like, I think he's in Marvel too. But maybe I was thinking of the Carnage thing.
maybe. But yeah, so this is all like potential. They might do something with the Necro Sword
Okay.
later. Although didn't they destroy the
And
Necro Sword at the
destroyed
end?
it, yeah. Yeah, it
Okay.
got destroyed.
So they're probably not going to build to that before they do the big reset. Uh, whenever that happens after Secret Wars or
And
whatever's
it's
coming.
and like it's and because even though it's a comic book and there's some these are movies. Like even in the comic books, like I guess we'll get back in the movies to the Darkhold again, maybe. But like in the comic books, like the Darkhold wants to like the entity or the whatever's in the Darkhold right now
Uh-huh.
wants to be good. Oh, it's it's a great time to be reading comic books, guys and gals.
All right. Yeah, we're part of the problem. I have not been reading new comics or buying new comics in a long time.
Yeah, Andy, what's
And
it
going
going to take
back,
to get you back?
I don't know. I had to buy so many for so long for a job I had that I burned out on that it's
Do you think you're done
It's-
forever?
I don't know.
No, he's not. He's not.
No,
He wants it.
Would it break your heart,
He
Art,
relishes
if he
in
was
the
done forever?
idea. It would break all of our collective hearts.
more disposable income, I think, would be a help.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that
But,
would be the case.
That's the
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
part.
But
Well,
that's
the
why.
library.
That's why that too. But
It's
then
true.
that's why we
They
also
still get paid if it's in circulation and checked out enough.
Yeah.
It still counts
All right.
towards
That's why we.
success.
That's why we do a service like Comixology or such and such. So
Right.
we won't be as current as those people who go out on New Comic Book Day and spend $200 or
I
$12.
do miss that. I do miss going into the comic shop on Wednesdays when the new releases happen.
Well, you can go.
Checking out the new stuff.
You can still go on Wednesday. Just buy a book that came out 2 months ago for like $1 or so. Hit the dollar bins.
Oh, do they really? Do they go hit the dollar bin that fast?
I don't hit them that fast, but I'm pretty sure you can find something that's not
I don't know.
$3,
That's the other thing
$4 cover price.
is to make up for the shortfall that people aren't reading as many comics. Comics have gotten more expensive as well. It's like $5 an issue.
And the fact that some of these comics come out with cover A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I don't need all the covers. I'm not going to collect variant covers.
Or what if you hear me out? You go on New Comic Book Day and then you seduce nerds and see if they'll let you read their comic books.
Or hear me out. Hear me out. What if we get to a point where we're reading comics and we're talking about comics and we kind of like get
You want to be a comic book
marginally
influencer?
right?
Yeah,
We get marginally cool, and they be like, "Hey, what about those nerd school guys? There's that guy Andy. He's such a comic nerd. Let's float them some books, have them talk about it here."
Somehow,
like, hey.
I when you started, he's such a. I did not expect the C word that you said was comic book nerd. I thought you were just gonna like that guy's like,
Oh,
you
no.
thought he was going to say something bad?
yeah.
Art would
pulling
never
people on the
do
internet
that.
going, that guy's a cock. I know.
He is.
But
He is a
for some reason, I thought he was leading up to a sick
What?
burn.
My word, what kind of impression do you have of me, Andy?
My word.
I am a gentleman.
My word. Oh my word. Oh my stars and garters, as the beast would say. But anyway, this movie, when I first saw it, I feel like it's the first post MC. Like Thor's the only guy that kind of survived of the big, Captain America's gone, Iron Man's gone, so Thor's there, and it makes sense because Thor is immortal, and he is the guy that should live. He's supposed to live way beyond the normal lifespan. He's 1,500 years old or whatever.
Mhm.
So it kind of makes sense that Thor has to deal with his friends dying repeatedly, especially if he's friends with people on Midgard. When I first saw it, I think I felt like it didn't land because I was still in more of a headset of what's this leading to, or how is this connect to everything versus what's the story being told. And I still feel like there's more to be said about gods who do not care. That just kind of was, it was glossed over, and it's there, but it's not a focus because they're trying to keep it light, I guess, and there's still, and Gorr is not a light character.
Well,
So-
here's the thing. If you're into mythology and stuff like that, one of the big things is always like gods don't dwell or delve into the lands of the problems of mortals, right? Because they, most of them consider themselves way above us, because we're just but mere mortals, or to some like let's say what's the show on Netflix? It's called I can't think of the name of it, and it's 2 seasons, and I've watched them, but it's like they're sitting up on Olympus, watching down on the people doing stuff and can help out, but they're not supposed to help out. And then Zeus has the kid, and then secretly they're helping, and then one of the kids was taken, and all of this stuff's going on. but they're like the whole time, like, hey, we're not supposed to interfere. We're not supposed to interfere. And like just literally watching famine and everything happen because, it's supposed to happen.
I mean,
You know?
like, why not? Why are they not supposed to interfere? Why do they think they're above everybody when they just have the same problems, but also superpowers? Their society is no different or better. It just involves superpowers.
Well, the same reason people of a vanilla persuasion think somehow they are better than people of a chocolate persuasion who live in the same existence, who just happen to have no melanin and some have melanin. It's an othering. We decide we have power and that makes us better. Therefore, we won't touch this. We won't interfere.
Mhm. Yeah, and there's a lot there. And what is there after watching it this time is like, all right, it's good to have this there. More could be done with that. Like Gorr and Null by extension feel like more like goth metal sort of villains. Like that's the kind of vibe that should be happening.
Well,
That's the
Null is
Thor.
the king in black. So
Yeah, the all black. It's like all the Null things just felt like a bunch of metal album covers coming to life. That's just the gist I got of it. It's like this looks like a heavy metal character, like the Iron Maiden guy or something. But there's meat there that could be for a more dramatic film, but Taika Waititi's Thor is not that more dramatic film. What I do like though is Chris Hemsworth is really good at being a regular dude and also a Norse god, just like back and forth. Like there will be like that one bit where he's describing the Shadow Realm, and so he slips in stuff like, "Oh yeah, there's an aura there of where color fears to tread." Like that's not something a normal dude would say. That's like more classic Marvel Asgardian sort of talk. But he slips that in, but it's also still the guy who is awkwardly having a conversation with his axe, like treating him like there's a love triangle between his axe and his hammer.
well,
So like,
this is what I get from that though, right?
yeah,
And it's just the way my brain thinks. Like there are many people there's many Asgardians like him. He just happens to be Odinson, right?
mm,
But let's say he wasn't Odinson and he was uh uh let's say Orson, right? Son of Or.
wait,
And
like Mork from Mork and Mindy,
Orson. Orson.
Mork
So
calling Orson,
no.
come in Orson.
Yeah, if you want to say it, but his father's name would be how things go. Son of Or, he would be called John Orson, okay? Anywho, but let's say he's just smart. He doesn't be quote unquote can take that. He wouldn't be as bumbling as Thor would be. He would just like he would know these things and he would come off more, I'm doing air quotes, learned than Thor is. Thor just happens to be someone from the palace. He's like Adam, and He-Man kind of thing. So it's like, of course he goes from that to that because, you know, of his privilege of where he comes from in life. But that could just been anybody that was in Asgard who would know those same things, and maybe they don't sit there and act like, you know,
I feel like the Asgardians are more fruity, or not fruity. Uh, what's the word? Lofty in their language in general, and Thor can balance it because he spent a lot of time on Earth, so he gets the Earth vibe of
mhm.
cussing out Noob Master 69 over the
Oh
internet
yeah, that
playing
was
video
funny.
games, and then but he's also 1,500 years of Asgard, so he can float back and forth in between
or
them. And I
like,
think
or the
Hemsworth
whole
nails that.
like the old Point Break thing when he was in
Yeah,
like damn you stock.
yeah. I just like how he strikes that balance
Yeah, I get
of
you.
the
Which
classic
is a
Thor.
testament to the
And
Hemsworth acting skills.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Chris Hemsworth. Like I remember, I was talking to my friend John, and he was like watching the Thor movies initially early on. He was pissed because a guy who looks like that should not also be able to be hilarious. It's one or the other. You get those looks or you get to be funny. You don't get to be both.
And that's why I would love him if he
Yeah.
wasn't married, though, because he
Hmm.
has both.
He does have both, and that's really good. And it was great to see Natalie Portman back. And I like that she beefed up her arms a bit too. I don't think she was wearing fake arms. She looked
No,
like
it looked like she went to she said, okay, I'm about to wield this hammer. Give me a second.
Like,
yeah.
hello, Natalie.
And I liked her bits about trying to find cool catchphrases, trying to figure out how to be a fun, cool superhero that said cool shit. And
Yeah,
she
they
wrote.
did a good job also of making her obviously battling life-threatening disease, but also
Mhm.
finding the humor in her existence.
And I like that the whole sequence about uh trying to decide if she should be Thor again. Like, this is apparently in the books when she became Thor, it would purge all of the toxins from her system, which included the chemotherapy drugs. So it was not, it was prolonging her cancer, which is, they didn't go into the weeds with that here, but that was basically what the deal was. Because I kept thinking, why wouldn't becoming Thor cure the cancer? But it's like, it doesn't cure the cancer, it cures the toxins or whatever. And I mean, there's magic. I'm sure they could have went kaboom and done something but Odin's not there anymore. They don't have a whole lot of magic going around. And I'm sure, there's always a price with magic. So if Doctor Strange cures you, something else is going to go wrong. Something gross is going to happen. So they just go with the fact that she's got cancer and it's happening. And she's sitting there debating, I either become Thor and help save the universe, or I prolong my life of this feeling awful and miserable and not getting any better. And that's a valid, there's heavy stuff in here that doesn't
Yeah.
feel as heavy because of all the lightness around it. But it's interesting stuff to think about, and it makes you wonder, like could they have stood to go a little bit more dramatic with some of this, or do they want to keep it as silly as it is because we're dealing with weird, colorful gods like the Cronin god, Timmy, Tommy, or Tolly, or something like that. Oh look, hey Thor, there's my god, Timmy on the Tanny, or whatever his name was. I can't remember what it was.
I love him.
It's just so, oh, I'm perishing. Oh, that was like the saddest thing when he's falling apart. I'm perishing, because of course he would say it like that.
Yeah.
No one in the world, in the universe, says I'm perishing.
Well, I love
No
they can just
one.
keep his
And
face and then remake
yeah,
him. Like,
yeah.
uh,
And he didn't get married to some guy named Gary or something,
I can't remember.
or Dwayne. Dwayne, I think it was,
Yeah,
is his boyfriend or whatever. So Korg is always great. He's a lot of
Gorr's
fun.
wonderful. Yeah.
Um, so it was a good crew. Like the weird city of the gods was interesting. The whole Zeus's thunderbolt being like a weapon he could take. Everyone passing out at the sight of Thor's dong. That's a
Dong.
thing that happened in that movie.
Yes.
You got to see his bare buttocks.
Gloria.
I was wondering if TBJ had a comment on that one.
I did. I watched it again and I went, yes, 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 yes. You know how I feel about a Hemsworth.
Yes,
You know I
yes,
love a Hemsworth.
absolutely. I mean, is Liam as good? Are the other Hemsworths all right?
Acting wise, not as good. Gorgeous wise, yes.
Okay.
Oh. It's trying to.
And the whole thing where he empowers all the children to kick ass with Thor powers
That's cool.
is pretty good.
I
And
love that
when
whole sequence where he basically gives them powers he's like temporarily so that they don't go off and go crazy.
Yes. And that's pretty good. And it seems like I was looking at it this time because I heard some people saying, why didn't he give his power to everybody during the Thanos fight or whatever? I mean, this like kind of felt like he was trying it for the first time. Like, maybe I can do this, as opposed to, and it didn't occur to him that he could do that before. Plus, he was still hungover and out of shape and not with it as much in Endgame. But it was really cool, like the little girl with the bunny frying people. Um, it was so they can all fight the shadow monsters. It was pretty neat, and it sort of prepped you for Thor saying, you know what, fuck all this. I'm going to become a dad to this girl. And like, oh yeah, Thor being a good dad, he'll be great. He'll be a freaking great dad. To see how he was with all these kids. That's great.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool next chapter for Thor is Dad Thor. And I'd be curious to see where that winds up.
Yeah. Cool.
I feel like I'm talking a lot.
No, that's been been
I
an
love
hour.
it though, Andy. I love having
Yeah.
I
We
love
needed you
Andy
to
talk.
do
Thanks.
some talking. That's good, nerds. And
Well,
so
you're my
what's
favorite Hunsaker, so
oh
you wanna
boom.
talk more,
Oh,
Andy.
you just he just
Oh,
surpassed
TBJ using last names.
oh boom. He just surpassed Susie.
I
Boom
did
goes
poor Joe
dynamite.
there. I did.
But
And my
yeah,
daughter, I thought my daughter was your favorite.
She's my overall fave, but on the podcast, Andy is my fave.
Poor Art.
Joe is a distant fourth of all the
Or
Huntakers on this
fifth.
podcast.
All the
Or
Huntakers on this
sixth.
podcast. I'm sixth.
Mhm.
I don't know what I did.
But what do
to you,
y'all think
TJ.
of Thor? Think of the film overall?
I likes it. I likes it a lot.
I'm a fan. I thought the cinematography was also great in this film. There are just some shots that I was like, God, that's so beautifully done.
Oh yeah, and the use of eternity. He's a Marvel all-powerful kind of staple, and I forgot to look up when he was introduced in Marvel Comics. But as just this wishing well is an interesting choice, and he looks exactly like the comic book Eternity, or it's not even really him. It's just like a statue of him, but still, it's really neat as a sort of MacGuffin to go after.
And see,
1965. Stan
and
Lee and Steve
that's
Ditko.
I think that's one of those things that people also like we get it, right? But
Mhm.
some people like it's like, oh well, when they make like some of these directors when they make the movies, they pull from the source material. And then sometimes they may throw something in there, right? That says, hey, this is from the comics. But then like this right here, this is totally new. But then some people get spoiled by seeing the thing from the comics, but then it's like, hey, but wait. Uh Gorr didn't have a daughter, he had a son. What is this? And why is this happening? I'm very angry with this film.
Arg
You know?
woke. That's the too many nerds are like that.
Arg woke.
But
woke is
I
not an
digress.
insult. That's
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is Werewolf by Night, right? Are we doing that one? Is that not in the MCU or is it?
It's
Wait, we didn't get everybody's take on the film.
Oh, sorry.
I liked it. TBJ
It's
said she
Joe.
liked it. She liked the cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, you didn't say
And
it.
I don't know anything, so it doesn't matter.
You can know if you like it or not
Right.
like it, Joe.
I don't dislike anything. I like all of it. So yeah, I like to just like I like all of it. I don't know. I can't find
You what?
Are you just on the fence or you're like a meh, not fully in, not fully out?
No, if I'm honest, I've watched
Are you
I've just
mad you
looked
didn't
through
get to see
since
full
I
frontal Hemsworth?
since
Is
I
that it?
watched Thor Love and Thunder, I watched in just a couple probably in 5 weeks, I watched Werewolf by Night, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Ant-Man and Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Secret Invasion, The Marvels, Loki Season 2, What If Season 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Agatha All Along entire season, What If Season 3, Daredevil Born Again. Plus, I rewatched a bunch of Star Wars shit because I watched Andor, and then I was forced to watch New Hope, and then Return of the Jedi, and then Empire Strikes Back. In the middle of Empire Strikes Back,
So you want
right when Han tells Leia, "Oh, I know a guy named Lando," I stopped it, watched all of Solo, and then went back to finish Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. So honestly, I watched it so long ago, I don't remember if I liked it, but I remember liking it all when I was on the treadmill. That's when I was starting my walking journey. And ever since I've been, because I find watching movies really helps me. I'm into the movie more and I'm walking. I'm like, oh, I'm part of the action scene. I'm like, my heart's racing and I'm sweaty. But I think I remember liking it, but I barely remember any of the stuff that happened because I have the memory of a dog. Oh, when did you guys
I
get here?
also
When did we start the Zoom? On a Zoom?
Other thing I wanted to note about that is that the use of Guns N' Roses in this film echoes back to in Ragnarok. He's using Led Zeppelin as big, moment, like the big thing when Immigrant Song kicks in when he's about to kick everybody's ass on the Rainbow Bridge. I thought they used Guns N' Roses, like they kicked into like that weird post November Rain song when the kids are about to kick everybody's ass. Don't you think that you need somebody? And I was like, yeah, he needed somebody. He needed all these kids. It was an interesting choice for that final fight scene. And there was a couple other Guns N' Roses needle drops that were kind of cool too. I mean, it didn't quite have the same impact as Immigrant Song because it actually sings Hammer of the Gods.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect Thor song, but it
But
was
I
still
like
pretty
the
fun.
the artistic choice of that using multiple of the same band type of thing. I
Yeah.
like a lot of choices. I remember thinking it was really cool.
Did we do
Andy
She-Hulk or did
said,
we
wait.
skip She-Hulk?
We have not done She-Hulk.
She-Hulk was August 2022.
But it was 2 movies before this. It was before Ms. Marvel, so we should have done it already. I think we
No, it's after
decided.
Ms. Marvel.
Oh, well, it's according to this
But
list
again,
I
it's
found.
our podcast. We can do what we want.
That's
Yeah,
true.
She-Hulk came out the month after Thor: Love and Thunder. And Ms. Marvel came out the month before Thor: Love
I'm
and
looking at
Thunder.
the Marvel.com has the order of all of it.
Is that the chronological order or
MCU
the
complete timeline.
There's 2 orders.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, but we have not been going timeline order. We've been going release date order.
Oh, that's true.
Did we not do She-Hulk when it was coming out? Like way back
No.
when?
We said we'd save it.
I think we briefly have mentioned it throughout the things, but
We've
Yeah.
mentioned it more than once, but we've not watched it together.
All right. So do you want to do a full She-Hulk or do you want to go to Werewolf by Night or throw them both in together? Because there's
I would
9
do
episodes of She-Hulk, but they're not all long episodes. I don't think.
No, they're not long.
I mean, some of them are longer than others, but
Yeah, but it's not crazy.
and it's a lot of
Andy,
silly
you're the
nonsense.
lead professor. Make the call.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about She-Hulk because I want to watch them again anyway, just because they got so
Yeah.
much nerd rage directed at it that was unwarranted.
yeah, I got into
That-
an argument with somebody at a bar about it, but I hadn't seen it all yet, so I was like, but I can't change my position now. I've already defended She-Hulk, so now I have to like it. And I started watching it, and I liked it at the beginning, and then I started not liking it, but then at the end, I liked it again. Then I haven't been able to get in that argument again.
It's not like below the rail. It's really interesting. They do She-Hulk as a character very well.
I like what it
there
is.
are some episodes that are better than others.
Yeah. It's like a pause, and it's making fun of. It's like stepping outside of the box and I like what it does. So yeah.
And we also get it's for some people in it, it's almost like their appearances almost feels like they're a break away from their original storylines. So like we get to see what they've been doing in the meantime before we see them again and like other stuff. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without trying to be spoiler.
I'm following you. I got you.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, She-Hulk it is.
She-Hulk it is.
All right.
Say goodnight, Grace.
Wait, so are we doing Werewolf by Night first and then She-Hulk? Or?
No, She-Hulk
She-Hulk.
And then
so we're not doing Werewolf by Night.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're going She-Hulk. Andy made the call. Andy's the lead professor.
Unless you can prove to me that we already did this, because I could swear we already did it.
I promise you we haven't.
I'll look through the thingamabob.
We haven't.
And yeah.
I guarantee you we have not done She-Hulk as a whole.
All right.
I would bet my toe on it.
I'm not going to collect on that, even if you're wrong.
You don't have to, because I'm not wrong, Andy.
I never expected you to be.
So, but listen, all you have to do if you are wrong, you can just make a mold of your toe and then give it to Andy.
Well, luckily I'm not wrong.
And Andy
so
will have
good.
to put it on his desk at work next to Galvatron.
And someone will have to explain what that is.
Oh, it's TBJ's
Well,
toe.
see, TBJ said the thing. And
I left you a present when I exited the building. There you
yeah,
go.
you are out to do.
There you go.
All right, shulking it up.
And the count of three,
All right.
everyone say Excelsior. 1, 2, 3.
Excelsior! Pickle juice!
Say I can't rap about the president no more, but evidently they don't see we in the streets still poor. Still more incarceration of my kinsmen by the prisons, and people thinking this election to end it race.
The Nerd School podcast is a product of History for Jerks and a member of the Queen City Podcast Network. Find out more about History for Jerks at historyforjerks.com.
History for Jerks, you're the jerk, we bring back history, mother.